Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to KISS Community Connections at My KISS 1031. I'm Phyllis Jones. I'm your host. I'm not your guest. Melissa Brown is my guest. But guess what? You need to go get some Band-Aids, some alcohol, I don't know, some water or whatever you drink, because we're going to throw people through the bus, under the train, Mack trucks, just whatever. But, we're going to talk about one thing that people seem to think they have. A lot of people say that politics does nothing for them. There's no interest. What can a city manager or city council person do for me? Can't do anything. So through that, if they can't do anything, bus service got cut. We didn't do anything about that either, We didn't hold no city council up responsible. We didn't hold nobody responsible. We just let it happen, and then we look up, we're paying some fees that attach to your water bill. We ain't saying nothing about that. We just let it happen. We let it roll. We held no city council people responsible, even though by accident we have 7 of them. Just saying, just throwing it out there. You have 7 that you voted for. And if you didn't vote, you did vote. So remember, if you don't vote, you did vote. So whatever negative happens, you voted for it. So if there's an idiot on the council, you voted for that idiot because you didn't vote. Okay? So just remember, either way it goes, you did vote. Because the non-voting is a vote. Remember that, because most people count on certain groups of people not to vote. So politicians demand that this segment over here don't vote, so I'm not going to go over there to them because they're not going to vote for me. And I'm going to win because they're not going to vote. And guess what? You don't vote. We have no bus service. We have impact fees that attach to your water bill whether you like it or not. Which means you can't say, I'm not going to pay that fee because that fee is attached to your water bill. And by accident, sheer accident, you need water every day in your house. For some reason or another, you need it. Then we let other things happen. We let IGA close. Did we hold any of our city council people responsible for that? No. Now, granted, they can't stop a store from closing, but there's things they can put in place to let you know we care. Did any city council people talk about IGA closing? No. Do you have a city council person that represents District 1? Yes. What's her name? Shirley Fleming. She's District 1. Did you hear her say anything? No. Did she do Facebook Live? No. Facebook? No. Radio? No. TV? No. Newspaper? No. You have 3 at-large city council people. 3 of them. 3 of those people. What did they say? Nothing. What did you tell them to say? Nothing. Did you call them at 4 a.m? Nope. Guess what? I would have. Because you know what? An elected official is elected 24/7. They don't have a day off. Because you voted for them. They don't have a day off. You didn't vote to give them a day off. You voted for them to do their job. Now HEB is closing. We've been on this for the whole week. I checked Facebook. Nobody said nothing. I read the whole entire paper too, which I don't usually read the whole paper, but I looked through it because I was looking for an article. One article, just bam. Town hall meeting, something. Guess what? Your elected officials and mine didn't say nothing. So guess what? I called some of them because, I'm very confrontational, kind of, sort of, so none of them, one told me what I needed to hear. One. And you know what? I live in District 4. Well, 3. They stole me from 4, so I live in 3. But either way it goes, 3 and 4 are not on the north side of Killeen. 3 and 4 have nothing to do with the north side of Killeen. Nothing. They're on the south side. But guess what? Last night, I said, okay, fine. I'm going to call Steve Harris. Yes, I said his name. I called Steve. I'm like, Steve, I don't like none of y'all right now. That's what I said to him, too. I really did. I said, I told him I don't like y'all now. I said, because nobody said anything yet. So we're going to go into what he said, but first I'm going to introduce Melissa. For those of you who don't go to city council meetings because that might be your time to cook dinner for your family. You might be at work. You might be in transition from one to the other. Or you just want to go. You just really don't want to go. Well, Melissa does Facebook Live. go to Facebook, go to Melissa Brown. Bam, she's right there. But she does Facebook Live for every city council meeting. And so guess what? You can find out from at your house. You know, you can be washing dishes and listen to Facebook Live, watch it right there. And Melissa gives you blow by blow, minute by minute, all that on there. So good morning, Melissa. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I want to thank you for what you do, because I don't go to city council meetings. I'm going to say that. I don't go. I go every now and then when they're getting really stupid, you know, just real stupid, I'll go. Because I'm like, really, I want to be there to look at their face. Other times, you know, and I'm on Facebook, and I can actually look at the city council meeting on Facebook and do some other work at the same time. So I like that because I don't have to leave the house. I can like watch it and make sure that I'm following what's going on and see whoever faces, because Melissa's nicely to do that for everybody. And I've met a lot of people, and I've driven a lot of people say, you know, I don't have time to go. I said, just go to Facebook, go to Melissa Brown. She's there. Okay, so Melissa, let's talk about the latest, the two latest.
Yeah.
North side of Killeen is now an official food desert.
It is. North side of Killeen has become the redheaded stepchild of Killeen.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's just a northern phrase. So for anybody who's not familiar with that, that means that that's that area or that kid that it's there. It exists, but it gets ignored because something newer or something more enticing to people in charge is around. So North Killeen has been ignored and set to the side. So the south side, where all the money is and where all the room for growth, so that developers and builders can get money. That's where all the attention is, and no one cares about the north side on the council right now. Or I should say, very few.
Yet, the north side of Killeen has a council person.
Yes.
So have we heard from that council person?
I've not heard a single word about anything going on.
Because, you know, and some of us might not realize how detrimental a food desert is until you wake up one day and you live on the north side of Killeen and you realize, I'm going grocery shopping to nowhere. I'm serious. You're going to go grocery shopping to no place, to nowhere. You're going to be going to Family Dollar to buy groceries, for real? Serious? Yes, you are. You're going to be going to is there a Dollar General over there? No. Okay, you're going to be going to Family Dollar for groceries. Now, you know what? Family Dollar must have known something, because now they're growing and they're going to start being like a mini Walmart. So they know something happened. But also, you know, there was going to be a Walmart on 38th, if everybody remember. But guess what? There's a church called St. Joseph's. And they wanted Walmart to align the parking lot entrance to their church entrance. Walmart said no. So guess what? So much for that idea. It was.
It's baffling.
A parking lot entrance. Remember that? So since they didn't agree, Walmart couldn't build over there. And they did that. Did the city council step in on that one?
No, not at all. Neither did our KEDC that we pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to.
So nobody cared?
Nobody.
Okay. So once again, the south side of Killeen gets everything and the north side gets nothing. So I need you all to remember. Remember when you said your vote don't count? Well, you voted for people who are not representing you right now. They tell you they love you. They tell you they want your vote. They tell you they support you. But Melissa, what are they doing?
They're going to tell you there's nothing they can do to keep these businesses. But what they're doing, they just effectively raised property taxes by 10.4%. It's an extra $4 million they're getting from property owners in the city. They added a 50-cent mandatory insurance line on your water and sewers. So that's for insurance. So if your water line breaks, the city of Killeen doesn't have to pay for it anymore. Not that they ever paid for it to begin with. They used to make the property owner pay for it. Then they adjusted the way that commercial businesses have to pay for their drainage fee. So we all in Killeen pay a drainage fee on our water bill. It's about $6 a month, give or take some cents. Commercial businesses are charged by their square footage. So it used to be just what their total square footage of the building was. Now it's all impermeable surfaces. So what that means is any area that's paved where the water can't just go down into the dirt, into the grass. So every square foot of parking lot space, every square foot of sheds that they might have or storage containers, plus the actual physical building itself. So for a lot of these businesses, this is doubled, at a minimum, doubled what their drainage fee is. So when they say that there's nothing that they can do, oh, let's not forget the street maintenance fee.
Yes, street.
So we got the street maintenance fee, which they're calling a transportation utility fee. That can't be measured, but they're going to assume how much you're using the road. So if you live on the north side, you don't have a car, you don't drive, you still pay the street maintenance fee. Commercial businesses still pay the street maintenance fee based on the square footage of their building. So when they say there's nothing they can do to retain these businesses, they're lying to you, because they could have voted to not implement these fees.
But once again, we're not holding them accountable.
Correct.
And, you know, we hold children in school accountable. We do. Mm-hmm. We hold you accountable at your job. Mm-hmm. Because we do and we can. But somehow or another, we put people in office and we don't hold them accountable.
Correct.
We just put them there and we sit back and we complain to each other, and we complain on Facebook, and we complain, I can't even say it, complain on text messaging, but we don't complain by calling them on the phone. I'm still saying at 4 in the morning. I'm saying at 4 in the morning because I'm the nut that's up at 4 in the morning. And I will call a council person at 4 in the morning. I don't care. I used to call a county commissioner whatever I felt like it. And I didn't. And one day he said, "Why you call this time?" Because I'm up. Mm-hmm. And that was it, because I'm up. I'm up, and you're my commissioner, and I'm calling you right now. The same is Steve is not my city council person. Actually, what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Jim Kilpatrick.
Yeah, Kilpatrick is mine, but I ain't calling Kilpatrick because somehow or another he doesn't call me back, or sometimes I ask him difficult questions and I don't know what happens. Anyway, I call Steve Harris. But also, you know, when IGA closed, to me that was an eye opener, because you realize that a store that did more than what we think. IGA used to did deliver to our senior citizens, free. They did free delivery to senior citizens. I don't think everybody knew that.
I didn't know that. I'm here learning that.
Yeah,
so.
they delivered to senior citizens free. They charged nothing, which was something very good. That can't be replaced. That cannot be replaced. Let's put it cannot. There's nothing you can do to replace that. Just think, though, if IGA had waited 30 days, they might not have closed when they found out that HEB was. If they had just waited, they would have found out, probably stayed open. But anyway, we later learned that HEB, that the store that most of us love, downtown was closing. And I went into a panic situation. I don't even live on the north side of Killeen. I don't. But my thought was, oh my God, they're going to be really a food desert. It's not a story anymore. But what I want you to know, before me and Melissa dive into to what's going on, is one, we need to know this. The store is called HEB, but HEB, the corporation, does not own it. The family owns that store. That's why you see the difference in the two in HEBs. You see the one downtown Gray Street, you're like, dang. You go in there and sometimes it looks like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Should I really go in? It looks, ugh. But you go see the other 3 HEBs. I'm saying 3 because, well, 4 actually. You know, you count Heights, Cove, 2 in Killeen. You go and you go like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. These 2 stores don't even look like they mirror each other. And that's why. The corporation owns all of them, but the family owns the one downtown. Now, with the ownership of that, this I'm telling you, the ownership, number one, the HEB downtown on Gray Street on a Friday and Saturday, makes more money than all 4 other HEBs. But that's only on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. So through the week they don't. But on Friday and Saturday, that store makes more money than all 4 HEBs. Then that's bad. Yeah. But that also that also lets you know that it's needed. Mm-hmm. I talked to one of the corporate people from HEB, and he said, number one, he's the one told me that, you know, HEB is closing because his family owns it, and the building is for sale. It will be for sale. HEB, the corporation, is not willing to pay the family what the family wants for that store. So there's a a fight between the family and them. There's a fight that we can't even get into. We can't. But I wanted to know what was HEB going to do about this, because they are HEB, and guess what? They had a plan all along. HEB had a plan. HEB has a food truck. I don't know if you've ever seen the food truck, but the food truck is awesome. I saw it in Houston when they dropped down to the hurricane. HEB has a bunch of trucks. HEB has a washer and dryer truck too. I don't know if anybody knows about it, but they have an 18-wheeler washer and dryer truck. They stacked on top of each other, but they pull out, drop the truck. You're like, whoa. I mean, you do. You're like, really? For real? This is HEB? Man. And they do have a food truck, and the food truck looks like a one-aisle grocery store. It has everything in there. But it's terrific. And they're going to bring the grocery truck to Killeen, and they're going to partner with the food bank, and they're going to be there so you can purchase food. You can also order for deliveries, except for SNAP can't deliver. To use your SNAP card or whatever you get for SNAP, the card or something, you can't use it for deliveries. They have to actually go to the truck and actually pay for it. Then they've got to do that, because there's no way to around that. But HEB has a plan. I was like happy when I heard about it, because I'm like, wow, they closing, but they jumped in to support.
So now, from what I understand, HEB is also going to buy 1,000 bus passes for the HOP.
They are.
And collapsible carts, so that people on the north side who have to use their SNAP card, who don't have a vehicle, can get over to one of the other stores.
Yes. So,
except for
yeah,
none of the HOP routes stop at an HEB. So the best that anyone can do, if they manage to find their way to one of the bus stops that are sparse over there now, is go to the Walmart on Tremere, cross across Tremere, and then walk up the hill to the HEB, and then have to drag their groceries back across the street to Walmart to get back on the bus, where HOP limits you to 2 bags. You're going to have to do your grocery shopping 2 bags at a time, making that whole route back and forth until you manage to get enough groceries for your household.
And if you're in a wheelchair, you're in real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have any, okay, yes. And once again, can our city council step in to help with that part? Yes. Have they?
Not at all.
No. And how many council people we got now?
We got 7.
7.
Still 7.
Okay, still 7.
Yeah.
7. And what have you all heard? When I did follow this Facebook post, I did follow it. And I jumped in it a couple times and said things. And I told them who they need to call. I did. But nothing's happened. So what other reason the HEB had to close?
So there's a lot of speculation about other reasons. But one of the big things, and I actually followed this discussion between a couple police officers. We're discussing whether or not the homeless that are in that area and the crime in that area led to the closure of HEB. So, but what I think is important to understand, so we talked about all the different fees and the taxes that HEB has to cover. So, yes, IGA closed, but there's still a transportation issue during the week to get over to HEB. You know, the reason why on Sunday, you would think Sundays, so if they're that popular on Friday, Saturday, Sunday they would be popular also. Killeen doesn't have a bus route that runs on Sunday.
Right.
So anybody who would normally take the bus to get over there won't be able to. Now, we as citizens of Killeen have 4 days notice. Everyone have 4 days to prepare for HEB closing today. The city has known this for at least a week because they reached out to give the city a courtesy notice. So all those elected officials that are doing nothing, at least the mayor knew in advance.
And he said something, right?
No, not a word.
Nothing.
It hasn't been brought up. None of this, nothing about the north side has been brought up on the city council at all.
Does the north side of Killeen belong to the city of Killeen?
It still does, yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe,
they still pay their taxes to the city of Killeen.
So I thought they were, like another city now or something.
No. We haven't annexed them off to anybody. They still pay taxes to Killeen ISD. Yeah.
We have over 40,000 residents on the north side of Killeen. Just in case anybody wanted to know, we have over 40,000. We have close to 50,000 residents on the north side of Killeen. So it's not like it's a little bitty group of people. There's close to 50,000 people that live over there, which is a large number. It's not a little number. But just think, all of them have been out. Now, I will say, once I did talk to Steve Harris last night, after I let him know how dumb they were. I did. I called them all dumb. I, did my normal thing. And that's when he let me know that he did call and sit down with someone from the district from HEB, and she did assure them that HEB was going to jump in and do what they needed to do. So, and Steve said he was waiting for some other council people to jump up and do something, because accidentally you have a district person that lives in the north side of Killeen, and you have an at-large person that lives in the north side of Killeen.
Well, and let me I have to clarify something for you. So when you say District 3 and your council person has nothing to do with the north side, that's not entirely correct, because District 3 is partially over on the north side.
Yeah, some of it is.
And actually, Debbie Nash King, who is councilwoman for District 2, has constituents on the north side, because everyone over in the Marlboro Heights area
belongs to her.
That belongs to District 2. So I don't know if people realize that the north side is actually it's fully within Shirley Fleming's area. But Jim Kilpatrick and Debbie Nash King also have citizens that fall under their districts that live on the north side. That I haven't heard a word from either of those two council members about either.
And we have one at-large person that lives on that side. Haven't heard anything from him either. Now, I went to a forum last night for someone who's also running for office, and he lives on the north side of Killeen, and he didn't say anything in his campaign speech last night about it. Now, mind you, the office he's running for has nothing to do with that, but still, to me, when you campaigning, you got to bring a lot of home front things into your campaign to let people know that you know your area. And I was waiting for him to say it, and he didn't say it. And I'm like, okay, fine. I will offline talk to him. And as you all know, I am going to do that. I do intend to call him up and say, hey, you didn't say anything about this, even though he did talk about a lot of community things, but he didn't mention that. So, like you said, the stepchild is alive. And we need to do more about it.
And it starts with paying attention. So whether you come to the council meetings, because now every citizen has been legally, by state law, given the right to address the council members for 3 minutes at the beginning of each council meeting and workshop. So come out and talk to them. Call them, email them, because that's public record. If you email a council person, if you email a city employee, that becomes a matter of public record. So you can go back and you can pull those emails and you can see how many people have been emailing our council members and not getting responses. So that way, when it comes time to vote, you can hold them responsible. Pay attention, because how many people, did you realize that last year the hours for the libraries got cut?
Yes, they did.
And it was done in such a quiet way that no one came out and argued to protect them. So now the libraries are on the verge of losing their accreditation. So the library serves a lot of purposes, especially on the north side, where people may not have internet. Because a lot of us today, we think that that's something that's just a given. You're going to have it. But it's a luxury. And when you're trying to find money to get your groceries, and now you have to find the money to get your groceries, but you also have to find money to make your way to the grocery store, whether it's paying a neighbor to give you a ride, whether it's taking an Uber, whether it's paying for a bus pass, whether it's trying to save up money so you can buy a Craigslist car because that's what you can afford and you have to hope that it continues to run. You don't have the internet. So when you don't have the internet, guess what? Your kids can't study at home because kids don't get hardcover books anymore like they used to when we were in school.
That's true. And
a lot of their assignments are do this online, do this online, do this online. And the schools, the teachers, at least at my daughter's school, have not been receptive to, I couldn't access the internet last night. So this has a broader reach than just the food desert, which is important. I mean, I remember when I grew up, we didn't have money. We didn't have a car. So we had to take the public bus to the grocery store. We had to walk. We had to drag our groceries back with us. And it is not as hot in New York as it is in Texas.
No.
So imagine it being 110 degrees outside. And you have to walk 2-3 miles to get to a bus stop or to get to a grocery store, do your grocery shopping, and then you have to drag it all by hand back home. See how heavy it is to push that cart around by the time you get all the groceries for a family. And you get home and you're exhausted, you're out extra money, and now you don't have some of these necessities that we consider a luxury. So it's not just about the food. It goes much further than that. So then let's talk about how it adds to crime. Because now people are going to be desperate.
Yes. And
desperate people do desperate things. They made a lot of really good people. But when you're stuck in a situation where it's, I need to get away to do this, which means I need extra money, you're not thinking about, I'm going to go take the time to find a second or a third job. You're not going to think about what kind of benefits can I apply for and wait for. You're going to think about, what can I do right now?
Right this second.
Right today, so that I can feed my children. So you're going to turn to the fast money, whether it's robbing people, whether it's selling drugs, whether it's prostitution, which leads into human trafficking, which leads into a whole nother realm of horrible atrocities that are going to happen to people. But when you deny people of basic human needs, what you're causing is desperation, which is going to cause desperate acts.
You know, even I haven't heard the other part when you said the two companies. We have a lot of people who do Uber and the Lyft in our area. So me being a non-council person, would have reached out to some Uber drivers and some Lyft drivers to say this. Will you work with us, now that we are officially a desert, will you work with us with driving people back and forth? They're going to get paid, yes, still, but to make their availability a part of that, where as a city council person or as just a late, we can say, hey, listen, call him or her. They work for Uber. We vetted them. You know, we know who they are. They will do some of that for you. They will help with some of that. City council hasn't done that.
No.
And also, I asked the impossible.